Hey YouTube, Meef here. Welcome to episode 3 of our Feed the Beast Continuum, our quick tips and tutorials. This time through we're going through pretty much setting up the smeltery and the beginning of Tinker's Construct stuff. Last episode I was talking about the lunchbox and Tinker's tables and didn't get through it. So let's do those right now. I think, let's just check this out. So the lunchbox is pretty simple. It's not a real complicated device here. It's really just a bunch of pressure plates. So let's make 4 of these bad boys. And these aren't real fancy. That's it. There's the lunchbox. And there's the quest. So what we get out of this? Probably some food. I don't recall actually. Oh, we got some potatoes. Wonderful. So why is this thing so cool? Well, part of this mod pack is food. The satiability stuff and the way that, restoring health works. You got to eat food and then you have to increase, how much saturation is there. If you haven't played mod pack with the Spice of Life, you'll kind of get used to it. We'll go over that some more when we actually have to start really get into the food crafting stuff and farming, because that's going to come into play in just a little bit. The cool thing about the lunchbox is that you can actually have six different sets of food stuffed into one location. And a coconut. So this is why this is a cool thing. So it's six different foods in there for one. Each different, type of food in there. So I usually just let that bad boy just sit in the inventory over there and let it do its thing. Good enough. So that's the lunchbox. Let's talk about Tinker's tables. Pretty much all these things start with a blank pattern. So the blank patterns, you're going to get some of these as a bonus down here if you actually go through and do this. You're going to need just pretty much 3 to start with. So let's go ahead and do those right away. The thing about those blank patterns are done in an EFAB. You're going to notice that. Let's see here. Let's look up our blank patterns. Pretty simple. It's really just planks inside this EFAB. It needs the gearbox and the armory upgrade, but you should already have those, so they should be running. Or not running, but they should already be there. So the way this works is you get some options. Some of this stuff, based on the ingredients, you have some different options. So here's a blank pattern. You could also make some treated wood planks. And we'll go over this real quick. But if you look up here towards the top, you see the E-Crafting Grid, EFAB, pickaxe level stone, but it says status. There are no tanks for liquids, not enough liquid, no creosote oil, and it needs 250 millibuckets in order to make those treated wood planks. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're kind of confused as to why something doesn't work. If it says error up here, sometimes you get a little hint there. We're not going to worry about that for right now. That's for another episode. But let's make, we're going to do at least, let's just do a few. That looks good to me. We'll do 10. Now the cool thing about this, so you can shift click to auto repeat and it'll just keep making these damn things. Timer up here is ready to rock. It takes a little bit to get it done. So while this is hammering away on some of these blank patterns, let's talk about what we've got going in the workshop. Now hopefully you've been collecting your gravel and sand and clay, and you want to set it up in a grid like this because we're going to start making grout. Now I've got the equivalent of 2 stacks sitting here, so there's a whole bunch of seared bricks. That's what we're looking for. I'm gonna take these out. Let's take a look at better questing here as well. We'll take a look at this. So we need a smeltery, we need a tank, seared bricks, a drain, a faucet, and a casting table. All this stuff is a basic smeltery. You're gonna need it for Tinker's Construct. All the tools are pretty much made here. I used to hate it, now I love it, especially once you're able to hook AE2. You can do some really silly, crazy stuff with it, and it gets to be a lot of fun. So let's check on this bad boy. Let's take these 4 out of here. So back to our tables. Let's go over here and do this. We've got some blank patterns. There's a few things that we'll need to take care of here. And let's grab some more planks. But we need some tables. One of those being a stencil table. We've got our part builder. And then we've got our tool station. So I'm going to set these up outside. I kind of reserved a little area out here once I make it daytime. Let's get some sleep. Okay, so I'm going to put these right against the house. And typically when I do this, I get one of those, it's a stencil holder, I think it's called. Well, it's part chest in this one. And this one's a little bit more complicated. I suppose I could build it quick. It is handy because you don't have all those goddamn stencils and shit laying around all over the place. And this is almost done. Let's make a few more of these. I'm actually going to need a couple more. So let's go like this, that, and that. And I think we'll have enough to get this done. So let's first make our chest. So we've got one of those. We're going to use a blank pattern. We got a couple sticks, and I think it was that. Actually, it might be just standard crafting. Let's go over here. Let's see if we can make this work. That's not what I wanted. There we go. So there's a part chest. Now the arrangement on these does matter, and I always put it. Here's a stencil table. I think we can put this on top and it should have access to the inventory. I lied, that's not where that goes. Is it the part builder? Maybe I can't go on top anymore. Or maybe I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Which, that very well could be too. That very well could be too. I'm about positive it goes next to this part builder. But I think you have to populate it with something first. Anyway, let's start with the stencil table. So I've got these blank patterns. We're going to put these in here. What I want to do is I want to start out with a pickaxe. So I'm going to go ahead and make a pickaxe head pattern. I'm going to pull out a... This is a binding, and then we're going to do a regular tool rod. So these are the 3 parts to get a pickaxe going. If you haven't done anything with Tinker's Construct, you're going to notice that you have to build all these parts. You can kind of figure out what the hell you're building by going over to the tool station. Let's say we click on pickaxe. Okay, we know we need a head pattern, a tool rod, and a binding. So the components are all here, and you can click through these and they'll change over. Now there's a second part to this for some of the bigger, heavier duty tools, but you actually need a tool forge to do it. And this is stupid expensive. Blocks of zinc and steel plates. You can't even make this shit until you're into a metal press. So just kind of keep that in mind that, yeah, it'd be nice to have the better tools, but eventually you'll have them, so it's there. So that's ready to roll. Let's put these in here and see if we can get these to come out. Maybe this is the wrong one. That's tool parts. Is it? There must be a pattern chest. Did we not have a pattern chest? Pattern. There it is. That's a pattern chest. Way simpler to build too. Well, let's try it. I apologize for that. And let's do that, and one of those, and let's see. Let's get this fucking thing out of here. Now do we have access to it? Yes. Okay, so the pattern chest goes there. I apologize, this part chest is for something else. And I have a feeling it might be also for this, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's go ahead and, because I want these three, we're going to make these out of cobblestone. Well, we can go ahead, oops, and make those right away. So here we've got a stone pickaxe head. We're going to use this to make our casts once we've got our seared bricks and stuff hooked in and hooked together. But for right now, we're going to put a hold on that. Put this up here. Maybe we can, let's see if this will do its business. Will it hold it? It should hold it. It's supposed to anyway. Let's get that torch out of there. Yeah, this is pretty much just a part holder. We'll look this up later and dick around with that. For right now, I'm really not concerned about it. I'm going to go ahead and make the last of these, though, before I forget. That way, it's all there and it's ready to go as soon as we're ready to start casting. That looks good. Okay. So I'm satisfied with that. With the pattern chest and the part chest, that's fine. Whatever. That's a good place for that shit to be. Let's work on some seared bricks here. So what we'll have to do, and let's go at Tinkers, and first thing we need is a Smeltery controller. And it takes 10 minutes to build this shit. Now, I don't have any of this stuff built, so we're probably going to push that into the next episode, but let's get some of this other shit built before we actually set it up. That way we can get this stuff together. There might be some of this crap. Let's take a look. I think most of this stuff is done in a crafting grid. It's just the controller that is, for some reason, such a pain in the ass. Where'd you go, you little bastard? There it is. There we go. And let's start this up. So it's going to sit there and do its business for 10 minutes, but let's get the rest of this shit set up and ready to rock. Let's start with, let's get a casting table going. So that's going to look like this. So there's one of those. Here's a smeltery drain. We need one of those. We need a faucet. What else do we need here? We need a casting basin too. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Well, you don't need it, but it's handy to have. What else do we need here? Let's check, since we've got this. We got a drain, a faucet, casting table. We have a tank. We're working on a controller, and we need 18 seared bricks. So let's do some seared bricks. And let's do all of these for now. That looks good. I can handle that. 24 of them. And we're gonna need a tank too, and I think I went over on that. That's okay. We'll pick that up. That shouldn't be a big deal. Pull the rest of these out of here, and let's cook these out. And let's grab a piece of glass. Put you there. Hopefully that'll take with the chisel stuff. I think it probably will. I think it'll be okay. There we go. There's a tank. Okay, so we're pretty much just waiting on the smeltery controller here, and that we're just a little bit over 7.5 minutes. So I'm gonna start laying this down, and I wanted to do this So it was pretty close to the edge, so I'm gonna go. That'll work. Let's start here. And there's a reason I kind of made this next to a hill. You'll find that out in later episodes. It kind of has to do with herding things into the smeltery before spawning a bunch of shit. So stay tuned for that one. Let's see here. We're gonna do this like that. Actually, that's a wrong spot. Come out of there. Let's put you back in there. Let's get our drain and our faucet and our seared tank. Now, once I've got a basin, we can put another faucet on the side here so we can utilize both sides. We can use this for building parts, and then we can use this for just dumping out big blocks of shit. So like you can easily break them down. And that works pretty well. But this is your basic smeltery setup. The only thing that's missing here is the controller, and as soon as that's done, we'll pick that up in the next episode. Let's get some daylight here. We'll go take a look at that a little bit closer. I'm going to torch this off quick before I forget, because we don't want bad shit spawning over here right now. Yeah, that looks good. So in the middle here, this is a 3x3 basic. Keep in mind that when you're doing this, you don't have to have anything underneath the outside of this. Literally, you're looking for a 3x3 column going up on the inside. The seared bricks just enclose it. You'll know it's right because it's going to look like this. But don't worry, and I'll show you here. Don't worry about putting anything underneath these outside bricks. You don't have to. It works. And that's kind of why they specified 18, because this will work. Perfect. Here we have our smeltery drain. This is input and output. You're going to find out that you can put liquids into the smeltery this way, if that still works. I guess I haven't tested in this set of mod packs, but we'll find out. But it does work. This is your drain. So if we've got, say, let's check our handy dandy part chest here. We put this in here. We dump bronze on top of it. This is going to be our cast. So casting tables for that. I'm going to leave that shit there. Seared tank. So once we've got that lava cell, we'll put that inside here. I think this holds 4 millibuckets worth. I could be wrong. We're going to figure that out too. I don't recall what this is offhand because I've always had so much lava offhand that I've never really worried about it. Cool thing about this is that 1 bucket goes a long way with this set of mods. That's just one of the cool things about it. So, alright, I think that's about it. Remember, just kind of keep this looking like this. Going forward, when you want to increase the smeltery for massive amounts of ores, like dumping a whole shit pot of ardite and cobalt in here, you can build these outside walls up. Everything else, you don't have to put any of this shit in here. They even actually make windows, so check out the stuff in the seared stuff in Tinker's Construct. Check it out. What we got left on here? 3.5 minutes. Okay, I think we're gonna end this one here. And then we'll pick it up in the next episode. We'll get the smeltery controller in there, and then we'll go into making some tools with some bronze. Or not bronze, excuse me. It's actually gold this time through. So, we'll catch you at the next episode.